Hello all, welcome to my channel Summary AI. In this class we are going to see data types and the different conversions on the data types, how we can convert from one data type to some other. So let's get started, and first thing I wanted to show how you can create something empty list, empty tuple or empty set, right? So to start with, let me create empty list equal to simply this, right? So nothing inside the list, and that is how you can create empty list. If you want to see if it is actually a list or not, just print type, use a type function, and this empty list, let me just print it out and you'll see. Let me just go below. Yeah, you can see here class list, right? So this is how very simply you can just create empty list, and then later you can add values to this one. Let me create another list here, list one, and I'm going to make this as like multiple countries here. So let me add India, Pakistan, China, USA, and UK. Okay, so now I have a list which has different countries here, right? If I want to convert this list into strings, so I can use this one by one, right? So this is a list, and let's say if I have to make convert this somehow to the strings, and then I have to use all elements from here, right? So easy way to do, we have already know that we can create a loop, and we can loop it one by one, every item in the list, and print it as a string, right? So that's one easy way to do it. So let's quickly see that. So for item in our list one, so for every item in the list one, I'm just saying create a variable and just give me all the items from here. Okay, so let me just give all the items here, and let me just print it so we can see. Okay, so I'm printing every item in A, and we can see here if I run this. So first thing is like we can you see that this is now not printing now like a list, right? Because we know how a list we print. So if I print a list, it is like, it's like this, right? It is comes in a single line, and you can make a difference. So this is a list, and when I'm putting in a loop and when I'm printing this, it's giving me every item as a single string, right? We can simply print the type, and I can show you this is a string. So type of A, okay? So type of A variable, right? So you can see here, it says string, class string, right? A here is the item, every item which I'm taking, right? So basically all the countries name here which we are having is a string. Okay, so this is one way to do it. Let's quickly see another way. So let's create a string one as another variable. And what we can do, you know that every item in the list, right, is separated by, or there is a comma which is common in the list, right? You see every element in the list is separated by the comma. So we can use that, and let me create this dot join, and this is our list. So now what I'm saying is create me a variable, okay, and join the list. Wherever you see this, just make this as a one string. Let me just print this one string, and I'll also print the type so we can see it all at once. str1. Okay, run it. Let me just make this little bigger. Okay, so you see here it's coming here, right? India, Pakistan, China, USA, UK. It is joining every item in the list, right? It is joining and putting a comma also. So you can have this entire list as a string with all the elements in single string. Okay, so you see this is a two-way that you can actually make your list and convert it into a string and further use it. Now second thing, let's quickly jump to something dictionary. Yeah, dictionary is very important, right? Dictionary is very common that we use, like when you're using with any data type, dictionary and list is like most commonly used. right? If you're working with any JSON, so dictionaries are very common. If you're working with a data frame, you might come list, which is very common. So I will just create a dictionary here with name, and let me give name here Sam. Okay, another element is, let's say, age, and let me give age 25. Okay, let me just not make it string. Okay, and let's say another one, location. Okay, and maybe make it Bangalore. Okay, so this is my dict one. So if I want to convert this dictionary, into a string, how we can do it? Same thing, same process we can do for this one, because this has all the elements. So what we can do, we can just use the every item, every element here, right? So I'm just using I in dict one, right? And then I'll print I. Let's see what it gives, right? Let's try it out. So you see here, it is giving me name, age, and location, but I was not expecting this, because why it's giving me? So I just given for I in dict one, and it is giving me name, age, and location. So basically it takes out only the key, not the value, because basically what we are asking is, give me every element. So it's saying I have three elements here, right? I have three keys here, the name, age, and location. So I'll give you out that as a I'll just print out that for you, right? So it is printing out, it is printing printing out that, right? So let's say if you want something else also, like if you want the pairs also, like this key and the value, right? So you want the entire pair to be printed or entire pair to be returned. In that case, what we can do, we can just we can not take only the keys, we can also say that we also want the values. So in that case, let me just write it here. So I'll change this I to key and value, so it is clear for us. So if I make it I and k also, same thing, guys. Okay, but let me just use key and values, so we know what is happening, right? So for key value, that means two elements. I want two elements from this dict one, right? From in dict one, but dict one doesn't, if I directly use dict one, it only takes the name, right? So even here also, I have to say that dot items. Okay, dot items, like every item here, right? I'm saying for every item. Now here I said print I, but here I don't have I, right? I have a key and value. So I'll say both key and value. Okay, let me just key value, and let me just run this. And now you see, you're getting name, age, and location, all with a key and value, right? And don't get confused. I can use, I was using I, right? I can use I, and I can use k here. That doesn't matter, but I have to use same here to print it, right? Because I don't have key and value defined anymore here. So if I do this also, it will work same. So don't get confused that we have to write key and value or something like that. It's written. It's like we want two elements here or two items here, right? And which I am taking from the dictionary. Now we are using items method from the dictionary, right? So it returns every item, whether it's a key or value, everything. If you have, like, I have a string here and a number here, right? And integer here. If I have a nested list also here, right? Let me just give here. So see this. So Bangalore, and I'm saying I have not one location, I have two locations here, and the another location is, let's say, Hyderabad. Okay, let me close this. Okay, now if I do this, it will still give me, it is giving me in location I have a list. So basically it takes all the items from the dictionary, and then give you printed back, right? So now we are printing two elements, one is the key, another one is the value, right? So this is how we can also convert this from one data type to another one, right? Now I want, let's quickly create a empty tuple. How you can create empty tuple, right? So empty tuple equal to is very easy, just this, that's all. To create empty set, right? Like these things will come in use, guys, whenever we are working we are working something where you are going to use a loop. Generally, when you are going to use loop, right, to start with, you want to have something created in advance before even going to the loop, right? In that case, these things come into picture, that you have something already created and then you are just adding it to it, right? Running your loop and keep adding the elements which is getting returned from the loop, right? In that case, these things will come into the picture, that you have to create some empty list where you do not have any value, right? Because you don't want to put some wrong data there, right? It has to be empty, so you can append or you can add any value which is getting returned from your operation inside the loop, right? So to create set, we know how we do not set, right? We use the common like tuple, right? But here it will not work, because you see tuple also get created like this and set also created like this. So no, this is not possible, right? So in this case, just write set and it will create a empty set for you, right? So this is like one way to see how we can create change, right, from one data type to another data type, and using loop and some other function that we have seen. So let me know if you like to see anything extra in this one. I can go in more advanced classes in this one. Just give me a comment, thumbs up, so I can keep making these videos. Thank you.
If you have learned something from the class, please hit the like button, subscribe to the channel and hit on the bell notification. So next time when I upload a video, you'll get notified. Thanks for watching.